Welcome to the deep dive. Today, today we're diving into something
Sure.
pretty interesting
Yeah.
and a little unnerving.
Uh-huh.
It's the potential impact of quantum computers on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Specifically, we're going to unpack Google's latest breakthrough,
Okay.
their Willow quantum chip,
Right?
and what it could mean for the future of cryptocurrency.
Okay.
And we've got a lot of ground to cover here.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking economics,
Sure.
finance,
Uh-huh.
tech,
Yeah.
and even a bit of physics.
Right.
But don't worry, you don't need a PhD to follow along here.
No, not at all. We'll break it down, make
Yeah.
it clear and engaging, and
Yeah.
most importantly,
Yeah.
relevant to you and your Bitcoin investment.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's start with the basics.
Yeah.
For those of us who aren't quantum physicists,
Okay.
what exactly are quantum computers?
Yeah.
How are they different from the computers we
Yeah.
use every day?
It all boils down to how they process information. You know, your laptop,
Yeah.
your smartphone,
Uh-huh.
all the computers you're familiar with,
Right.
they use bits.
Okay.
A bit can be either a 0 or a 1.
Yeah,
It's like a light switch,
Ah.
either on or off.
makes sense.
Quantum computers, on the other hand,
Yeah.
use qubits.
Okay.
Now, a qubit can be a 0,
Yeah.
a 1,
Okay.
or both at the same time. It's kind of like a dimmer switch.
So at the same time.
Yeah, you can be on, off,
How is that even possible?
or somewhere in between.
Okay.
It's a mind-bending concept from quantum mechanics
Okay.
called superposition.
Okay.
Basically, a qubit can exist in multiple states simultaneously
Right.
until it's measured.
Okay.
And this both-at-once ability
Yeah.
is what gives quantum computers their immense power.
Okay, so it's not just about speed then.
Exactly.
It's a totally different way of approaching problems.
Exactly. It's a different way of thinking about things.
Yeah.
Think of it this way. Imagine you're searching for a specific grain of sand
Yep.
on a beach.
Right.
A classical computer
Yeah.
would have to examine each grain one by one
Right.
until it finds the right one.
Uh-huh.
A quantum computer, thanks to superposition,
Okay.
could analyze all the grains at the same time,
Wow.
drastically speeding up the search.
So in a nutshell, quantum computers can tackle problems.
Yeah.
That would take classical computers,
Yeah.
even the most powerful ones,
Right.
an unimaginable amount of time.
Yeah. It's a totally different scale.
Okay.
But
Right.
before we get too carried away,
Okay.
it's important to remember
Right.
that quantum computing
Yeah.
is still in its early stages.
Okay.
There are some significant challenges holding it back.
Okay. Challenges like
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm picturing all kinds of
Yeah.
sci-fi scenarios gone wrong.
Right.
One of the biggest challenges is something called quantum coherence.
Quantum coherent.
This refers to how long qubits can maintain their special quantum state
Okay.
before they decohere
Okay.
or collapse back into a simple 0 or 1.
Right.
The longer they can hold that state,
Mm-hmm.
the more complex calculations they can perform.
So it's like
Yeah,
trying to build a house of cards in a windstorm.
exactly.
Right. Keeping those qubits stable is crucial.
It's a great analogy.
Okay.
And then there's the issue of quantum error correction.
Uh-huh.
Qubits are incredibly sensitive to noise and interference,
Right.
which can lead to errors in calculations.
Uh-huh.
So we need ways to detect and correct those errors
Yeah.
to ensure reliable results.
Right. So it's not just about raw power then.
Exactly.
It's also about precision and reliability.
It's got to be accurate too.
Right.
And this is where Google's Willow chip comes into the picture.
Okay.
It's designed to address these very challenges.
All right.
Google claims that Willow has made significant strides
Okay.
in both coherence time
Mm-hmm.
and error correction.
So Google is pushing the boundaries
Yeah, they're really trying to push things forward.
of what's possible with quantum computing.
Yeah.
But what does all of this have to do with Bitcoin?
Right.
I mean, that's what our listeners are really here for.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Could these powerful quantum computers crack Bitcoin's encryption
Yeah.
and threaten the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem?
Right.
To understand that,
Yeah.
we need to look at how Bitcoin is secured.
Let's unpack that.
Yeah.
How does Bitcoin security work?
So Bitcoin uses 2 layers of encryption.
Okay.
The first is what allows you to send and receive Bitcoin.
Okay.
It's how your private key,
Uh-huh.
which is like your secret password,
Right.
is linked to your public key,
Okay.
which is like your account number.
So the first layer is all about
Yeah.
protecting our individual Bitcoin wallets.
Right.
What about the second layer?
The second layer is the backbone of the blockchain itself. It's what creates that permanent tamper-proof record
Right.
of every Bitcoin transaction.
Mhm.
This layer uses a complex mathematical function called a hash function
Yeah.
to secure the entire system.
So it's like a digital fortress
Yeah, you could think of it that way.
protecting the entire Bitcoin network.
Uh-huh.
But the question is, could quantum computers break through these defenses?
That's what we're going to explore in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll examine the specific ways quantum computers could potentially threaten Bitcoin.
Okay.
And more importantly, what's being done to protect against those threats.
This is getting really interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I'm already hooked. But before we move on,
Yeah.
let me just remind everyone
Okay.
that we'll be diving deeper into this topic
Right.
in parts 2 and 3.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We're continuing our exploration of quantum computing and its potential impact on Bitcoin.
Right.
Last time we talked about the mind-blowing capabilities of quantum computers
Right.
and how they use qubits
Uh-huh.
to process information in a fundamentally different way
Right.
than our everyday computers.
Yeah, totally different.
But now let's get to the heart of the matter.
All right.
You, our listener, might be wondering,
Okay.
this quantum stuff sounds powerful,
Uh-huh.
but can it actually break Bitcoin?
That's the question everyone's asking,
Right.
and it's a valid concern.
Yeah.
The truth is, certain types of quantum computers
Okay.
pose a theoretical threat to Bitcoin's encryption.
Theoretical threat.
Yep.
So it's not like they can hack Bitcoin right now.
Not exactly.
Oh.
The quantum computers we have today
Yeah.
aren't powerful enough to do that. But here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
There's this algorithm called Shor's algorithm,
Okay.
and it's specifically designed to be run on quantum computers.
Shor's algorithm. What's
Yeah.
so special about it?
Well, Shor's algorithm could, in theory, be used to crack the first layer of Bitcoin's encryption,
Mm-hmm.
the one that protects your private key.
Right.
Remember, your private key is like your secret password
Yeah.
to access your Bitcoin.
So if someone had a powerful enough quantum computer
Yeah.
and ran Shor's algorithm,
Right.
they could potentially steal my Bitcoin.
That's the fear.
Right.
But hold on, there's a bit more to the story. Remember, Bitcoin has that second layer of encryption,
Right.
the one that secures the entire blockchain.
Right. The digital fortress.
Yeah.
So even if someone cracked my private key,
Right.
they'd still have to break through the blockchain itself.
Exactly.
Okay.
And breaking the blockchain
Yeah.
is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Even for a quantum computer,
Right.
it would be an incredibly difficult task.
Yeah.
Some experts believe it would require millions of qubits working together flawlessly,
Yeah.
and we're nowhere near that level of sophistication yet.
Okay, so that's a bit reassuring. But I have to admit,
Yeah,
this whole quantum thing is moving so fast,
it is.
it's hard to predict what the future holds.
Yeah, it's hard to say for sure.
I mean, what if these quantum computers become way more powerful than we expect?
Yeah, what if they figure out?
Or if they figure out a way to crack the blockchain?
Those are valid concerns.
Yeah.
But here's the good news.
Okay.
The Bitcoin community
Uh.
is not just sitting around waiting for the quantum apocalypse.
Okay.
They're actively working on solutions
Oh,
to make Bitcoin quantum resistant.
quantum resistant.
Yeah.
How do you even do that?
Well, there are a few approaches.
Okay.
One is to develop entirely new encryption algorithms
Okay.
that are specifically designed
Uh,
to be resistant to attacks from quantum computers.
so basically create a new kind of lock
Yeah.
that quantum computers can't pick.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And there's a lot of research and development happening in this area. In fact, there's even a competition going on right now,
Really?
sponsored by the National Institute of Standards and Technology,
Wow.
to find the best quantum-resistant algorithms.
A competition.
Yeah.
So the best minds in cryptography
Yeah.
are battling it out to protect Bitcoin.
You got it.
Wow.
And that's not the only solution being explored.
Okay.
Another approach is something called a hard fork.
Okay, you mentioned hard forks earlier.
Yeah.
Can you remind me what those are?
Remember how we talked about Bitcoin being like a snake shedding its skin?
Yeah.
A hard fork is kind of like that.
Okay.
It's a way to upgrade the entire Bitcoin system
Right.
all at once.
So they could use a hard fork
Yeah,
to implement those quantum resistant algorithms you were talking about.
exactly.
Yeah.
They could essentially upgrade Bitcoin's security protocol
Uh-huh.
to make it immune to attacks
Right.
from even the most powerful quantum computers.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's a pretty powerful tool.
So Bitcoin has this built-in ability
Yeah.
to adapt and evolve,
Yeah, you could say that.
even in the face of these futuristic threats.
That's one of the things that makes Bitcoin so resilient
Right.
and fascinating. It's designed to be a living, breathing system that can change and grow with the times.
So it sounds like there's a lot of work being done.
There is.
To protect Bitcoin from the quantum threat.
A lot of smart people working on this.
But what about us?
Yeah.
The everyday Bitcoin holders.
Right.
What can we do to stay safe?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's one we'll dive into in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll explore some practical steps you can take to protect your Bitcoin in a world where quantum computers are becoming increasingly powerful.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
This has been incredibly insightful.
Yeah, it's been a great conversation.
And I know our listeners are eager to hear more about what they can do to protect their investments.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with the final part of this deep dive. Welcome back to the deep dive. In this final part of our exploration into quantum computing and Bitcoin, we're gonna shift gears a bit. Okay. We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
From the mind-bending world of quantum mechanics to the potential threats and solutions for Bitcoin security. But now I want to ask you, our listener, a question.
All right.
You ready for this?
Hit me.
Here it is.
Okay.
What if quantum computers don't just threaten Bitcoin, but actually end up making it stronger?
That's a fascinating question.
Right.
And it's one that's not as far-fetched as it might seem.
Really? I thought we were all worried about quantum computers breaking Bitcoin, not improving it.
Well, it's true that quantum computers present certain risks.
Right.
But let's not forget that they also have the potential
Yeah.
to create incredible new possibilities.
Okay. I'm intrigued. How could quantum computers actually benefit Bitcoin?
Well, think about it this way.
Okay.
Quantum-resistant cryptography isn't just about defense. It's also about innovation.
So it's not just about patching up the old system.
Right.
It's about building something entirely new and better.
Exactly. Imagine a world where Bitcoin security is not only unbreakable by even the most powerful quantum computers, but also more efficient and scalable than ever before.
That sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's a pretty exciting prospect.
But how would that even work?
Well, there are a few ways this could play out.
Okay.
For example, quantum computers could help us develop entirely new forms of consensus mechanisms.
Okay.
The process by which transactions are verified and added to the blockchain.
So we can make the Bitcoin network faster and more secure at the same time.
Precisely. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Really?
Quantum computers could also lead to more efficient mining algorithms, reducing the energy consumption of the Bitcoin network.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here.
Yeah.
It's not just about protecting Bitcoin from quantum computers.
Right.
It's about using quantum technology to actually enhance Bitcoin itself.
That's the key takeaway here.
Yeah.
We're on the cusp of a technological revolution.
Right.
And the possibilities are truly limitless.
This is getting me really excited about the future of Bitcoin.
Me too.
But I think it's also important to acknowledge that quantum computing has implications far beyond just cryptocurrency.
Absolutely. Quantum computing has the potential to disrupt virtually every industry imaginable.
Wow.
From healthcare and finance to materials science and artificial intelligence.
Wow. So we're talking about a paradigm shift on a scale that's difficult to even comprehend.
It's true. We're still in the very early stages of this quantum revolution.
Right.
But the potential impact is enormous.
So what does this all mean for us? The everyday people trying to navigate this rapidly changing world.
I think the most important thing is to stay informed.
Okay.
To be curious and to embrace the unknown.
Yeah.
The future is uncertain.
Right.
But it's also full of incredible possibilities.
Well said. And remember, this is just the beginning of the conversation.
Yeah, the conversation continues.
The future of quantum computing and Bitcoin is still being written. And we're all invited to participate in shaping that future. For further information on this deep dive and full reports, make sure to check the website link in the description. Don't forget to follow us on social media, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring.